Hi everyone and welcome back. So today I want to make a video to show you some simple exercises that you can do to prevent, manage, slow down the process of the hallux valgus, or commonly known as bunion in your feet. So what is a hallux valgus or bunion? Maybe you already know, but just quickly for people that doesn't know what it is when your big toe starts to lean towards the other toes. So it can be for different causes. It can be genetic. It can be because you used to wear very tight shoes, or because maybe there was too much strain on the foot. In my case, for example, I started to notice recently that my big toe, especially the left one, started to lean. I could really notice this position going inward towards the other toes. And I started to think about the fact that in the past few years, I used to drive a lot with a manual car. So there was a lot of strain, especially on the left foot, of especially when I was in the traffic, to always push on the brake or push on the clutch. So probably for that reason I started to have this. And unfortunately as well, like the shoes are not really meant to prevent this, because usually the shoes are always too tight for our feet. But indeed, there are exercises that we can do to slow down the process, prevent, manage this to happen. Because when we don't do anything, what happens is that, the hallux really goes towards the other toes very much, becomes very stiff, and then it can cause discomfort, pain. We might change the way we walk, and it just brings a lot of stiffness in our feet. So let's get started. I will just go home and mat, and I show you some exercises, and you can do them really truly everywhere. Even when you're working and you're sitting on your desk and your chair, then you can do them, so that you can just bring them along in your daily life. So first of all, let's start with warming up the feet. So we are going to march on place by lifting one heel and then the other. Just do a few repetitions of it. I'm not gonna do a lot of repetition, so that I will keep the video short. But of course, you can do as many repetitions as you like. And always be careful if you experience pain, discomfort. Just do maybe just a couple of repetitions. Don't push yourself too much. And also just maybe decrease the range of motion if this is too much already, depending on the stiffness that you might experience in your feet and toes. Okay, and then we can do both feet together. So rising the heels together and then going down. Of course, you can always match the breath to the movement. So inhaling, going up, and exhaling, going down. Inhaling, going up, and exhaling. Then we can add an extra movement for your toes. So when you go up, inhaling on your tiptoes, and then you go down on your heels, and then you can spread your toes like this. So inhaling, rising your heels, and exhaling down and spreading the toes. Inhaling up and exhaling down, spreading the toes. And again, you can do as many repetitions as you like, and always listen to your body. If you feel pain, discomfort, just stop, take a pause, do as many repetitions as it feels good for you today. And maybe you can start building up them daily. Okay. Then the next one, we're going to sit on a chair, and you can bring one foot or one ankle on the other leg. Grab your big toe and start to make circle with it. So this will bring mobility to your joint. Make circle on one side and a reverse circle going on the other direction. And again, here, as many repetitions as you feel like. And it might be different from one day to the other. And again, depending on the level of your stiffness, of the stiffness in your joints, and how much your hallux is leaning towards the other toes. And then the other one is to make a figure 8 with your big toe. So you can grab it with your hand and then leading the big toes to make a figure 8. This again will bring a lot of mobility, and it will help the joint of your big toe to become less stiff. Okay. You can release, and we can do it on the other side. So first the circles. Changing direction. Again, I'm not going to stay here that long because I want to keep the video short. Of course, you can stay here as long as you would like. This is something that you can do really everywhere. Maybe you can use it as a little ritual before going to bed. So just massage your feet and massage your big toe, especially if you're suffering if you have a bunion. And then figure 8 again. It can be also like when you take a break from work, refill your cup of tea or coffee, and then you also take 5 minutes to massage your feet and to make circle with your big toes. Okay. And then release. And now we're going to need an elastic band. You can also, if you don't have one like this, you can also use just a hair band. That's also fine. And you can wrap it around your big toes like this. And then bring them to a distance, the feet to a certain distance, so that the elastic band is in tension. And then you start to move the feet in opposite direction while bringing the big toes together. So driving the big toes together. And then rest. So driving them apart and then rest. And again, you can breathe together with your exercise, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. So the idea is to move the feet apart while keeping the big toes driving one towards the other. And exhale. And then last one, inhaling. Then we can hold it here for a few breaths. And then release. Then the other one, also while using the elastic band, is to flex and extend the big toes. Flexing and extending. It might seem very hard to do, especially if you're not used to use the joints of your toes. It gives a lot of mobility, adding mobility at your toes, at your feet. You will really experience a lot more strength in your feet. It will support your standing, it will support you where you walk, where you run. So it's really, really important. And then just to finish it up, you can remove the elastic band. You can do the same without the elastic band, so extending the toes and flexing. Extending, flexing. And then the other one that you can do is also just rotate your ankles. on one direction and then here. And we are done for today. So those were the exercises. And again, you can really, they're simple and you can do them everywhere. And if you don't have an elastic band, again, you can use an armband and a hairband, and that works perfect as well. And I hope you liked it and hope it was helpful. Let me know in the comments below what you experienced, if it was helpful for you, if you started to notice some changes on your big toes and your whole foot. See you next time, and bye bye.